And in social media, now YouTube is the #2 search engine on the World Wide Web. You can buy ads on other people's videos that are in line with your audience. So you can buy kind of mass market, you can buy certain groups, but this is an example. I'm on this cute morphing kittens video, and there's some company that it says make my baby you and somebody else. It's basically a kind of a way to get you to click, but your business, which is probably more serious than the one advertising here, is another opportunity for you to purchase ads. And there's Facebook. Think about when you created your Facebook profile. We put our name, our date of birth, our city, our interests. Well, as advertisers, we can target to these type of demographics and psychographics. And here I am. This is my personal Facebook page. Apparently, the advertiser has targeted my profile, which is probably a woman who's 30 years old and up, who maybe lives in the California area. And there's also ads for a social media conference, which has to do with a lot of the content on my page because I talk a lot about social media and online marketing. So as advertisers, what you can do is go to facebook.com, go to the bottom of Facebook where it says advertising, click that link, and for free, you can actually create pretend advertisements without putting in your credit card and start to experiment with the different targeting you can do. This is a website called hybridrentalcar.com, and it's a very simple website. It was created to be nothing but search engine friendly, and we're doing a webinar just about search engine optimization that you can take advantage of. And on this website, there's examples of ads that this website participates in, and they're called Google Content Network ads. And as advertisers, if you're going to buy paid search, your ads are automatically going to be put on Google sites if you buy ads from Google that are in line with the keywords on these websites. Typically, I recommend for new advertisers to deselect the content network on Google so that you can figure out what keywords and phrases work best first and then go out to other ad vehicles. And before you proceed with any type of online advertising and or paid search, you want to make sure that you have a really solid tracking system in place. Tracking means that you're able to measure success, and online marketing is the most valuable medium out there to measure success and to optimize. So you want to make sure if you're buying banner ads that you can measure how much it pays back. If you're buying keywords on Google or Yahoo or Bing, to measure success per keyword. And also you want to measure your conversion rate, which is the percentage of people who click on your ad and take a desired action. And if you're going to buy paid search, which is typically the first place an entrepreneur starts when they're buying online advertising, know that you have some options. So they have 3 different things called broad match, phrase match, or exact match. And this happens when you start to create your advertising campaign for the keywords, and you hit that point where there's a little box and you can put in a bunch of keywords. You need to know your options, because if you put in a bunch of keywords, they may all be targeted with a broad match, which may or may not work for you depending on your key phrases. If you type in the keywords with no quotes or brackets around them, like let's say this key phrase is conference technology. If for some reason someone is looking for I hate conference seminar technology, because your ad has the words conference and technology in there, even though there's words before it, in the middle of it, and after it, your ad will still come up. If you put quotes around conference technology, that means that those 2 words, whether there's words before it or after it, like I love conference technology or buy conference technology, those words will be used together. And if you put brackets around the key phrase, that means that that phrase and nothing else comes up. So there's no right or wrong way to approach this. I just want to point out these options because this is kind of geeky stuff that you wouldn't know if you were doing this yourself from the first time. And also when you're buying ads, you can target ads based on the phrases, of course. You can target it by city, by state, by 25 miles around your business. You can target by time of day if you're only open from Monday through Friday. You can make sure you're not buying ads on the weekend. You can target the bid price, and you can also target the daily cap. Lots of options. And make sure that you're not going to ignore the landing page. Driving all the traffic in the world from online advertising to websites that don't work, there's no point. your website or the page specifically you're driving traffic to, and sometimes you may have 20 different products. If you're going to buy advertising for women's ski boots, you often want to send them to the women's ski boot page and not to the home page of your website so they don't have to click anymore. But make sure your landing page or website has a clear purpose, designed appropriately. You may want to have a separate landing page or drive traffic to a page within your website, which you can do with online advertising. You can make it easy to buy and always convey value, and make sure that when people are going from your ad to your website or web page, there's a clear call to action, driving people to take some sort of action with you. GoToMyPC is an organization. Citrix is based in Santa Barbara. If you do a Google search for GoToMyPC, you'll see that they come up #1 in the free search, but they also buy advertising for that phrase, GoToMyPC, and they do that because they can track how well that phrase pays off. What I wanted to point out is a great example of strategy. For GoToMyPC, on the free listing, so if you go here, the free listing takes you to their main website. I can go to the frequently asked questions page, the news releases, whatever I want, and really learn about the company. Or if I click the online ad, the one that's paid for and sponsored, it takes me to a page that looks like this. GoToMyPC has a paid search page, and this is what is in online marketing is called a squeeze page, and it is squeezing people into doing nothing but downloading the free trial. And GoToMyPC has tested this against other landing pages, and they find that this design and this approach with the contact form and not allowing you to really go anywhere else converts and has a higher conversion rate than just driving traffic to that corporate page. So look at the difference. And different points to ponder with online advertising. If you're buying email lists, you want to make very sure that you know how those lists were acquired, if you're going to be indemnified legally from spam. Ask about the different target groups on websites. If you're going to buy advertising on a network of sites, you want to ask who the demographics are, how they measure their demographics. You also want to ask what kind of reports you're going to get, because if you're going to pay for advertising, you're entitled to seeing how many people look at your ad, which is the impressions, how many people click on your ad, which are the clicks, and also the conversion rate. And to do this, you also want to know what your goals are, what your purpose is. Anytime you buy any form of online advertising, you have to have a darn good reason to do so. You need to figure out what success means, and of course, you want to ask a lot of questions. Think about how salespeople are paid. They're typically paid to sell, right? They're paid on commission. If you get calls from Yellow Page reps, they're incentivized to sell you something. They may not be totally in the loop about what your business is all about, so you always want to make sure that you are fully aware of what you're buying and then it makes sense. And you often want to ask a salesperson to do that explaining for you. Anytime someone says you have to buy an ad right now, or you got to do it immediately, or oh gosh, I had to start Google advertising immediately, as a marketing therapist, I have to dish out some tough love and remind you all that quick and dirty may be quick, but you always end up dirty. You don't have to be a speedster on this stuff. Strategy first, execution second. Make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure you're clear on what you're doing. And the ways that you spend money and make money means that you don't need to jump on every offer you're sold on. Always ask yourself what's in it for you and the person selling you or trying to sell you the odds. Make sure that they are pitching you on different advertising solutions that make sense. So make sure that when you're doing any online advertising, you're doing it in a way that's a calculated risk, meaning that you're thinking critically about, does this make sense? How is this going to help my business? Online advertising is not urgent. You don't have to take action right now. Any sales rep, whether it's a newspaper site or anything that says, if you don't take this offer right now, you're never going to be able to advertise with us again, that's not true. Anytime you're not sure about something, do not get hooked on the sense of urgency marketing tactic. Have a clear measurement plan. Know who you are, what you do, and whom you serve. And when you know that, when you know those 3 points, it will really help you target and figure out what online advertising to do. And you don't have to spend $10,000 up front. You can start very small with a very small budget, learn what works, take away things that don't, build on your successes, and start to snowball. And here's how you measure success. If you're using Google Analytics, and I recommend that to everyone listening to this webinar, Google Analytics are free statistics. They show you how much traffic you get. It compares the traffic you get from online advertising to other mediums. It shows keywords and phrases being purchased. It can track it down to the goals, like your email open rates and your conversions, like people buying off your website or filling out a contact form. And the Google AdWords, when you buy ads from them, will also break it out in its own separate report. It will break it out by campaign group. So this is a screenshot for someone doing eco-friendly greeting cards. They have the love cards and the inspirational cards and the birthday cards and the friendship cards, and it tracks it by the clicks, by the impressions, by the click-through rate, by the cost, down to the cost to acquire a customer. And all of this information is at your fingertips for no extra charge. Online advertising can be a great way to drive traffic to your site, and always remember that healthy marketing equals wealthy organizations. I'm Lori Thomas, web marketing therapist and web marketing expert representing the Scheinfeld Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation, and I encourage you to continue learning and growing and loving your business. Have a wonderful day and keep the web marketing success going.